Hey guys, what's going on? Here's another video. This is 1997 in metal. This is going to be, there's a lot of albums in this year that I have, so this is going to be kind of a longer one. Um, okay, so let's get started. Right off the bat, I realized in my last video, I put Under the Sign of Hell in that video for 1996. Under the Sign of Hell actually came out in 1997. Antichrist came out in 1996, so I already talked about Under the Sign of Hell, so let's talk about Antichrist. Yeah, second album by Gorgoroth. Only complaint with this is it's too short. That's pretty much it. Frost is drumming on here. There's some really good songs. Big Troll, It's Heaven. Gorgoroth, the song Gorgoroth. Possessed by Satan. Good stuff. Not my favorite, but very solid. Definitely one of the standouts in their discography. All right, so let's get to it. After that... And there's a lot of different albums in here, and some of them might be sketchy albums, so watch out. All right, so first one. This one I'm not too crazy about, but I still have because it's left over from the BMG days. It's Back from the Dead by Obituary. There's some good songs on here. It's definitely not as bad as I remember it being. I listened to it the other day, and it's pretty good. There's that lame-ass rap song at the end, which is, I guess, why a lot of people hated it. That and the lame-ass, like, Windows 98 artwork and shit, but I mean, like, Threatening Skies is awesome, Inverted is awesome. It's a pretty solid album. It's definitely no Cause of Death or Slowly We Rot or even like World Demise, but it's pretty solid, you know, not bad. After that, another Roadrunner Records album. This is the second album by Machine Head, More Things Change. I have a soft spot for this. I used to love this album when I was a kid. Like, I think I got this when I was like 10, and I absolutely loved it. Listened to it all the time. And it's still not bad. It still holds up. There's some good songs on here, like Struck a Nerve, Frontlines, Bay of Pigs, Blistering, Blood of the Zodiac. It's not bad for what it is. I actually enjoy it. Everything after this is just awful, in my opinion. So I only have this and Burn My Eyes, but yeah, not bad. Good for what it is. After that, third album by In Flames, Horacle. This is an absolute classic. My only problem is the latter half gets a little like wonky. Like episode 666 is pretty goofy. Everything Counts is like a pretty goofy cover. I don't know why they ended it the way they did, but like the first 8 songs are like absolutely incredible. I am kind of sick of like The Hive because they always play that live, and it's like, of all the songs in Horacle to play live, why are we going with this? But okay. But I mean, like, why couldn't you do Jotun or Food for the Gods or even Gyroscope? Like, what's the issue, Anders? But anyway, fantastic album, one of their best. Not quite as good as like Colony, but definitely a really, really good album. After that, here we go again. Rotting Christ, every goddamn year. A Dead Poem. This is a good one. It sort of continues in the trend of Triarchy of the Lost Lovers. Has that mid-tempo pace to it. Very good gothic feel on here. I really like the production. I love Among Two Storms, As If by Magic. It's a very solid album. It's one of those that, like, I don't specifically know the songs all too well, kind of like Non Serviam, but every time I turn it on, I really enjoy it. Kind of an overlooked classic in my opinion. Very good stuff. All right, after that, this is this is the third album by Graveland. Absolutely love this album. I'm not crazy about Carpathian Wolves. Thousand Swords is okay, but I think it's kind of overrated. This is where they really hit their stride, in my opinion. Sloppy, rough around the edges, but just excellent pagan metal. I don't give a fuck about his stupid ideology. I just really enjoy the music, so everyone calm down, okay? Really good album. Yeah. You either love it or you hate it. What can I say? After that, this is kind of a weird one. This is another one of those goofy-ass fucking Blackened collection sets. Hecate Enthroned with Slaughter of Innocents, A Requiem for the Mighty. This is a 3-album pack. Pretty cool. I think I got this for $20. And all 3 of them are pretty good. I think I like this one, though, the best, the Slaughter of Innocents, A Requiem for the Mighty. Yes, it's Cradle of Filth worship. probably a bit more black metal, I'd say, but it's it's still a pretty good album. I've always been a big early Cradle of Filth fan, so I enjoy it once in a while. It's not like a go-to, but it's cool to have one of those kind of things. All right, next one. I actually have this on vinyl and CD. This is the second album by Arcanum, Kostdagger. I just got this. I forget what the label was. Darkness Shall Rise just re-released this and Campin and Fran Murder and their demos. I got this in Campin. This is really, really well done LP vinyl set. Comes with a poster. I'm not going to take everything out because there's so much, but yeah, this is an amazing album. Production's rough on this one, and I especially hate that whole thing he does at the end of the first track where he there's like an explosion that happens and it's supposed to like blow out your speakers, and it's like really annoying, and it's just like, he even says in the interview in here, he's like, yeah, it was probably kind of a dumb decision. And it's like, yeah, like why would you, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, great album. Love it. Love the Pan Worship. It's a very unique sounding black metal record, honestly, all things considered. If you haven't heard these guys, check out the early stuff. The later stuff it's all right, but the early stuff is really, really good. Dense atmosphere, and gotta love that cover too, right? Amazing stuff. Okay, after that, first album by Norwegian black death metal band Aeternus, Beyond the Wandering Moon. I absolutely love this album. This is a very overlooked classic in my opinion. For whatever reason, I've been seeing this album a lot lately. There's even like a local record store that has this on vinyl, which is strange, but yeah, I got into these guys late. I got into these guys around A Darker Monument when that first came out, which is not that great of an album, but yeah, the early stuff is just amazing, and this album is incredible. Really, really well-written songs. Love the vocals. This guy's like a double bass master on here too. It's really incredible, and I love the atmosphere too. This and the one after are amazing. Highly recommend it if you haven't checked this out. Okay, after that, this is kind of a staple. Everyone knows this band. This one and the next one. Dimmu Borgir and Throne Darkness Triumphant. Probably my favorite by them. It's either this or Puritanical. Really, really good stuff. Is it as good as like Duskner Embrace or Cruelty and the Beast? No, but it's still very good. Morning Palace was a song me and my first band used to like play all the time, so that kind of has a special place in my heart. Spellbound is great. In Death's Embrace, I love The Night Masquerade. That's one of my favorites on here. Kind of underrated track. Entrance, Prudence's Fall. It's a very, very good album. Very, very good melodic black metal. And like I said, probably their best album. Okay, after that, everyone knows this. Emperor, Anthems to the Welkin at Dusk. It's always a toss-up with me between this and In the Nightside Eclipse over which is my favorite. I tend to lean towards this a bit more, but it's really hard to say. It's kind of like apples and oranges. Stone Cold black metal classic. It might take you a little bit to get into the production because it's very abrasive, but the songwriting on here is just parallel to none, even to this day. With Strength I Burn and The Wanderer alone, it's just unfucking real. Classic stuff. Okay, after that, Nocturnal Mortem with Goat Horns. Uh-oh. I guess this is kind of like before they became sketchy or whatever the hell. Yeah, this is a good album. It took me a while to get into it because the drum machine sounds so shitty and like digitized, but I do like it. I understand why it's a classic. It does have a very thick atmosphere. Some of the riffs on here are really great. Yeah, it's definitely very unique in its own way, and I love the cover image too. It's just so badass looking. Yeah, so great Ukrainian black metal. Check it out. Okay, after that, this is the first pressing. I found this used, believe it or not. First pressing of Srunt Gorth by Naglfar. This is a very, very dense album. Very long, only 5 tracks, each representing like the seasons, I think, and I don't know what the 5th one represents, but yeah, I don't know. But Yeah, very, very dense album, very long, lots of layering, lots of kind of reprises within the songs, like harkening back to like the first song and riffs in there and stuff like that. It's a really interesting album, very well written, lots of really cool synth parts in here too, which is cool. Yeah, what can you say? Just a classic of an album. Let me just double check and make sure. I think I got that wrong. I don't think it's Srantgorth that is from 1997, is it? No, it is not. It's Hunengriff. God damn it. Hold on 1 second. Alright. So forget about that. This is actually from 1997. This is, I think, 1999. So I'll talk about this in another video, I guess. Again, this is the debut. Excellent stuff. Very similar to this, but not quite as expansive and long. But this is usually like the fan favorite, and for good reason. There's a lot of really good riffs. I love the production on here, specifically the drums, and the vocals are great too. This band is worlds better than the Swedish Nagelfar. So if you haven't checked this out for whatever reason, definitely check it out. So hard keeping up with these years. All right, anyway, after that, first Windir album, Sokno Dar. Yeah, this is probably their weakest release, but it's still very good. Valfar is a hell of a songwriter. Yeah, it's not as good as, obviously not as good as Arntor or like 1184 or even Lickford, but it's really cool for what it is. I feel like the Viking choirs in here are a little weak. They're not up to, maybe not quite up to par as they should be, but very good for what it is. Definitely a classic in its own right. Good stuff. After that, the third Summoning album. This is Dal Galdr. I love this album. Very good. Feel like it's a bit long in the tooth. Like the songs don't quite need to be as long as they are, and it's a very, very long album, but like the meat of the songs are always very good and very well written. Especially love the vocals on here. They're very menacing sounding. And yeah, there's a lot of good parts. I love Nightshade Forest, obviously, is a classic by them. Elfstone. Yeah, very good stuff. Not my favorite, but a very good album. Okay, after that, this is a weird one for me. Devin Townsend with Ocean Machine. I used to love this album back in my late teens, early 20s. And I listened to it recently, it doesn't quite hold up. I don't know if it's just because I just don't like this style of music anymore, really. I used to love Seventh Wave and Life and the Death and Music and stuff like that. I can't stand Devin Townsend. He's so fucking annoying, Devin Townsend. It's like everything I hate about metal in like a person. I can't stand that fan base. I can't, Ziltoid. like, But this is before all that, and even still, it's all right. It's not bad. If you like progressive stuff with some good hooks here and there, you might like this. It's definitely not bad, but it's definitely not something I revisit. All right, so after that, this is the dog's favorite, Serpents of the Light by Deicide. Very, very good album. Is it as good as the first three? No. Not at all. And that has to do with the production. The production's very, like, I don't know. It doesn't have the robust nature as the first three did, in my opinion. It feels very thin. But there's some really, really good songs in here. Blame It on God, Bastard of Christ, Serpents of the Light, Slave to the Cross. Pretty much the whole album's really good. Like I said, the only thing that kind of draws it back is the production, but it's still a really, really good album. Definitely better than anything after this, with the exception of maybe Stench of Redemption, but even still, definitely worth checking out. All right, after that, the third album by Ulver, Nathan's Madrigal. This is a fucking violent force of nature. I mean, raw as fuck. It's like the nature's equivalent to Battles in the North, if that makes sense, even though Battles in the North is technically like nature because ice and snow, but nature, like this type of nature, answer to Battles in the North, if that makes sense. Ferocious album, vicious as fuck. After this, he went to like the trip hop route, which is interesting, but yeah, Very, very good album. Definitely will take you a little while to get into it because it's so raw. But and then fun fact, in the background of Anthony Soprano's room from The Sopranos, the little kid, there's a Ulver poster as well as like Nevermore, which is so random, and I think like Rammstein or Tool or some shit. I don't know, it's so random, but yeah, very good album. All right, after that, I love this album. I think this is the third album by Absu, third storm of Sith Raoul. I gotta be honest with you guys, and this is gonna be an unpopular opinion. I like this better than anything Destroyer 666 has ever put out. That's a very unpopular opinion, I know, but I absolutely love this album. Prescriptor sounds at the top of his game. Every goddamn song on here is so fucking good. Highland Tyrant Attack, Magician's Lapis Lazuli, Swords and Leather. This is top tier black thrash in my opinion. Doesn't really get much better than this. Absolutely mandatory stuff. Okay, after that, Blizzard Beasts by Immortal. This is an interesting one. I got this really early on. This actually might have been my first album I got from them. Takes a while to get into the production, let's just say that. It's really, really rough around the edges. But I like it. It's short, sweet, and to the point. I think this is like a 28-minute record. And production aside, the songs are really good. Nebula Raven's Winter, Blizzard Beasts, or not, Battlefields. Mountains of Might is one of the best songs I've ever written. I love Frost Demon Storm too. Really, really good. I love all Immortal, except for that last one that came out, but I like this a lot. A lot of people shit on it, but I kind of like it. I feel like the older I get, the more I find the production kind of endearing. So, you know, you either love it or you hate it. I like it a lot, so. Anyway, all right, after that, Towards the Skull Throne of Satan by Enthroned. We're gonna go back to my goofy-ass Blackened collection thing here. This is the follow-up to Prophecies of Pagan Fire. This is another one that is chock full of riffs. I mean, riff city on here. I think the only drawback is the drumming is insanely minimalistic and like dull. Like, it's just blast beats, but like there's no like accents or like anything. It's just really, I don't know, there's something about the drumming on this that just sounds incredibly dull to me. I don't know if I'm alone on that, but it's a really good album nonetheless. Like I said, Riff Central, Sabathon sounds amazing. I mean, you got Evil Church on here, The Ultimate Horde Fights, Forest of Nathrak, Hertigenwald. It's a really, really good album. Don't get me wrong, the Old Enthroned is amazing. See, I even got the shirt on. But for some reason, yeah, it's just the drumming always kind of bothered me. But that aside, excellent, excellent album. All right, last four here. This is a controversial one. People aren't gonna like this one too much. Branicald with, I don't even know how to say it because it's Russian. But this is I think it's their third album. They released this on Hells, or they got it at Hells a little while ago, and I wanted to pick it up because it's probably my favorite by the band, although that's hard to say because I like pretty much all their stuff. Yeah, really, really raw, really, really thick atmospheric Russian black metal. Yeah, it's excellent stuff. The guy was like a piece of shit, and he has like piece of shit views and whatever, but like I said, with Rob Dark and stuff, I don't really give a shit. The music's good. And to be honest, there's not a lot of great NSBM out there, let's be honest. Like, there's just not, but like, when you have bands like this, you know, what can you do, man? The music's great, I love it. You definitely have to be in the mood for it because it's very thick, very emotional music. Very similar to Burzum and stuff like that, but I don't know, check it out. I think it's on Spotify too, so you can listen to it on there and YouTube and wherever else. Good stuff. All right, last four, actually. All right, this is an EP technically, but this is Wolfslayer Abyss by Mayhem. Absolutely love this album. I think Blasphemer really stepped it up. I love all the songs on here. I love Maniac's vocals too. They're so hair-raising and just like, holy fuck. Like, it's a very, very, very dark album. Every song on here is amazing. yeah, I don't know what else to say. The production's a little not great, but that aside, excellent, excellent Mayhem album. Definitely one of the best in their discography, I'd say. All right, up next, Enslaved, Eld. Excellent album. After finally getting into Viking Ligger, Veldy, and Hordane's Land and Frost, I don't know if I'd say it's quite as good as those, but this was the first one I picked up by them, and I like this quite a bit. I like the drumming production. It sounds weird, and it's very, like, upfront, but I like that a lot about it. His vocals on here are excellent, just like all of his stuff. Really like the first song, 793. That's awesome. Kvasir's Blood. Just a really, really great album. All right, and then after that, Acid King with Down with the Crown. This is a 3-song EP they released right after their first full length. Yeah, just amazing stuff. I love the last song on here, Full Reverse. Or no, Phase 2. Very Boris sounding, wall of noise, droned guitar and everything. And then it picks up into the song. And then I love Team Dusthead, which they play live a lot. Fantastic stoner doom release. This is like essential for anyone into Electric Wizard or Sleep or any of those kind of bands. This is one of my favorite EPs in the genre. And then finally, speaking of which, the last one here, Electric Wizard, Come My Fanatics. This is easily one of their best albums. I mean, the first 3 songs alone are just some of the heaviest shit you'll ever fucking hear. Doom Mantia is just an absolute banger. What can I say? Just one of my favorite albums, period. This and Dope Throne and Super Coven, can't beat it. Just some of the best in the genre and some of my favorite albums, period. Absolutely mandatory stuff. 10 out of 10. So anyway, that's that for 1997. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one for 1998.